Don't Vote Labour Again, Episode 59. A lot of attention has now been paid to the fact Starmer's close friend, Philippe Sands, is representing Mauritius in the negotiations. I think in my own small way I helped to get that out. My X and YouTube activity on the matter did quite well. The further details emerged that Sands had participated in an illegal publicity stunt in 2022, where Mauritians entered the Chagos Islands without permission and raised the Mauritian flag. He tweeted, "It's morning on Chagos, where the flag of Mauritius flies, proof that the rule of law is not only a dream." Sands later deleted the tweet. An Interpreter article confirmed his presence. Mauritius made good on a long-standing threat to Britain and sent a boatload of officials to visit the Chagos archipelago without permission, accompanied by Mauritius's legal advisor, British academic Professor Philippe Sands, as well as Mauritian government officials and Chagosians. In evidence to a parliamentary committee, Sands also wrote that Britain's possession of the Chagos Islands is illegal under his beloved international law. He even likened it to the Russian annexation of Crimea. As the British Indian Ocean Territory is illegal under international law, Britain is currently in illegal occupation of a part of the territory of Mauritius and of the continent of Africa. It follows, too, that the operation of the military base at Diego Garcia is not in conformity with international law. So long as the UK's illegal occupation continues, Britain's position is no different from that of Russia in relation to Crimea and other parts of the territory of Ukraine since 2014. All this despite us legally purchasing the island in 1965, having captured them from another colonizing force in the Napoleonic Wars. By that standard, is Scotland legally part of the UK? Its nobles signed a treaty of union because they were broke. Why should that stand in 2025? The man has genuine contempt towards Britain and believes we should bow and scrape to nebulous international rules and the non-binding advice of the ICJ. Well, he is friends with Keir Starmer and half French, so I suppose it follows. Starmer also appears to have a bias towards Mauritius, being friends with the country's former Director of Public Prosecutions and having been gifted a luxury trip there in 2013. That friend, Satyajit Boulel, organised this on behalf of the Mauritius Bar Association in November 2013. The purpose was so Starmer could deliver a legal lecture at a 5-star hotel near the capital, Port Louis. It happened just after Starmer had left the DPP role and 11 months before he became a parliamentary candidate. The lecture was titled Human Rights, Victims and the Prosecution of Crimes in the 21st Century. It spoke fondly, as you might expect, of the Mauritian legal system. The legal arrangements in Mauritius are fascinating and, I think, unique. An adversarial criminal justice system built on a penal code designed for use in civil law jurisdictions. Worse, the subject of the Chagos Islands was discussed on the Jolly, according to Boulel. The former prosecutor is a prominent advocate for restoring Mauritian control of the islands, and was only too happy to clear things up for his curious guest. In an interview cited by The Times, Boulel said, "We were both members of the International Association of Prosecutors, and we had collaborated on the issue of piracy in the Indian Ocean. We worked on the issue together. We became friends, and I invited him to come attend a conference in Mauritius. We kept in touch. He wanted to understand the Chagos issue, and wherever I could clear things up for him, I did." Boulel also said he believed Starmer had a good image of Mauritius, and this would lead to closer diplomatic ties, including where the Chagos Islands were concerned. At the same event, Starmer met the then and current Mauritian PM, Navin Rangulam. When Labour won the general election, Ramgoolam sycophantically recalled the 2013 meeting. I had the privilege of engaging in meaningful discussions with you in my office, wherein your insights and perspectives were both enriching and thought-provoking. This landslide victory reflects the trust and confidence the British people have placed in your leadership and vision for the future. Your commitment to social justice, economic fairness, and international cooperation resonates deeply with us. We believe your tenure will issue in a new era of progressive change and strengthen the relations between our two nations. Ironically, considering Starmer was delivering a human rights lecture, Mauritius has been accused of having a poor record on human rights. The following is from a US State Department report. There are significant human rights issues, including credible reports of arbitrary arrest or detention, extensive gender-based violence, and trafficking in persons, including forced labor. The government took credible steps to identify and punish officials who may have committed human rights abuses, but enforcement was not consistent. Could it be Starmer is guilty of hypocrisy again? It has been known. There has also been much focus on the unholy trinity of Starmer, Sands, and Hermer, the latter being our Attorney General. Someone who is repeatedly making impact against Labour is Robert Jenrick. He released one of his trademark punchy videos outlining the whole affair, with particular attention on the trio. Starmer worked with Richard Hermer at the Doughty Street Chambers. Hermer worked with Sands at the Matrix Chambers. Starmer is close friends with both men and both donated to his leadership campaign. So they have all worked for the same progressive legal firms, and now it just so happens they are in key roles on different sides of the same negotiation. At least two of them appear to have a more than professional interest in Mauritius and its territorial claims. Surely there can't be any conflicts of interest here, on top of the cronyism. Surely it can't be a stitch-up of the country they all seem to resent. Very unusually for an Attorney General, Hermer has not previously served in Parliament. The last time this happened was 1922, and the last time the AG was a peer was in 2010. Starmer bypassed Emily Thornberry, who many had tipped for the job as she had the shadow role. Once again, a friend O'Keir got the gig. In Mauritius, meanwhile, their Attorney General is a British man, Gavin Glover, who has worked in Mauritius since 1985. Wonder if he moves in the same circles as the others. The treachery by British legal professionals in this case seems to be limitless. These are from my article series Don't Vote Labour Again, published on my Substack, link in description. I usually split each subject into smaller episodes. In the description, you will find links to the other episodes. You can also check out my playlist to find every single one. Please support me in my work by subscribing to this channel, subscribing free to my Substack, and by liking and sharing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon as we plumb the depths of this dreadful government.